What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today I'm going to show you how to set up a dynamic or condenser microphone and a instrument to your ROCKMIX 8. So here I have my dynamic microphone that I'm going to set up to my mixer, but there's also a phantom power button so we can set up a condenser microphone, which we'll get to right after we set up the dynamic mic. So channel 1 and channel 2 on the mixer have XLR inputs to connect these microphones. So we're going to be using channel 1 to set up our dynamic mic first. So for that, I need my XLR cable here. I'm going to take the female end and plug that into my microphone. Then I'm going to plug the other end into the XLR input on channel 1. So now we have to use the gain knob and the level knob to continue our setup. But first I want to go over the difference between these two knobs because oftentimes they get confused. So on top we have the gain knob here so we can set up the sensitivity of the microphone, which will affect how the microphone picks up signal. And the level knob sets up the overall volume for the microphone in relation to the mix of everything else plugged into your mixer. So keep in mind these two knobs are interdependent, and if you're experiencing any clipping or distortion, it would be because of these two parameters. You'll know your microphone is clipping or distorting if the peak light on the channel that you're using starts to light up. And if that happens, you can either try lowering the gain for that channel or lowering the volume knob for that channel. So now let's use these parameters to finish setting up our mic. So I'm just gonna raise the gain knob, not all the way, maybe about almost halfway here. And now to set the level for the microphone, I'm gonna raise the level knob, again almost halfway. And to hear the microphone coming through the main mix, I'm gonna make sure that the main mix knob towards the bottom here is raised as well. So now if I talk into the microphone, check 1, 2, you'll be able to hear my voice coming through the speakers. Now if you wanted to set up another microphone, you can follow the same exact steps, but plug your microphone into channel 2 so that you have two microphones going at the same time. So like I mentioned, we can also set up a condenser microphone through our mixer. So the setup for that is very similar. I'm going to take my XLR cable here and plug the female end into my microphone. Then I'm going to plug the other end into either channel 1 or channel 2. For today, I'm going to use channel 1. So now to power the condenser microphone, you also want to activate the phantom power here on the mixer, which distributes to both channel 1 and channel 2, so you can set up two condenser microphones at the same time. Again, we're going to use the gain knob to set up the sensitivity for the microphone, and the level knob to set up the overall level for the microphone. And don't forget to raise the main mix knob on your mixer also. So now if I talk into my mic, you'll be able to hear my voice, but you also hear some of that feedback coming through, which isn't good. So to fix that, we can use the pad button here, which will lower the signal by 25 dB for more sensitive signals like from a condenser microphone. So I'm gonna press that in right now for channel 1, and now you should be able to hear my voice without that feedback. So because the pad button lowers the signal a little bit, it could compromise how loud you want the microphone to come through your mix. So again, you can always use the gain and the level knob to compensate for that lack of volume. And while doing that, keep an eye out on that peak light for the channel that you're using so that you're not clipping or distorting. Now channel 1 and channel 2 also have a 1/4 inch input, so we can plug in any instrument like a guitar, for example. So to do that, I can take a 1/4 inch instrument cable here, plug one end into my guitar, then plug the other end into the 1/4 inch input of channel 1 or channel 2. Again, we'll use channel 1. So now again, we'll raise the gain knob and the level knob for channel 1. And then we're gonna raise the main mix knob to hear everything coming through. Next, I'm gonna raise the volume on my guitar. And now if I play, you'll be able to hear it coming through. So this is cool because this means we can plug in an instrument like a guitar and a microphone at the same time. So you could either record yourself playing both in real time or connect your instrument and microphone for a live setup. And from here, you can use the other controls on the channel that you're using to affect the sound of your microphone or instrument. Now you can also set up stereo instruments like a keyboard or synth by using channels 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. So to do that, I'm going to take two 1/4 inch instrument cables, plug one end of both cables into the left and right outputs of my synth. Then I can plug the other ends into either channels 3 and 4 or 5 and 6. So for today, I'm gonna use channels 3 and 4. I'm gonna make sure that my left cable is going into the left channel, which is channel 3, and I'm gonna make sure that the right cable is going into channel 4, or the right channel. Now channels 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 don't have gain knobs, so all we have to do is raise the level knob for channels 3 and 4, and I'll make sure that the main mix knob is raised as well. Next, I'll wanna be sure to raise the volume on my synth, and now if I play on my synth, you'll be able to hear it coming through. So hopefully this showed you guys how easy it is to set up a dynamic or condenser microphone or your instrument to your ROCKMIX 8. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, I'm Perry from Rockville, and we'll see you guys next time.